Okay, it is the Bright Queen, and I'm here as promised. Every day this week I will be sharing messages, and the messages that I'm getting are like surrounding this experience I had the week before last with my great-grandfather. And in a lot of ways I always consider him just like my grandfather, because I never met either of my grandfathers, neither my mother's dad or my father's father, and I never met my great-grandfather either, but he's the only one that's like been spoken about like in my life. So he's like the only one that I like know of, the legend of him. And he like came to me, like I said, about 2 weeks ago from the other side, and I hadn't like felt his energy so strongly in a while. And the last time he did that was when it was a huge like shifting moment in my life, and this leads me to like other stuff. I do want to say like a lot of like inspiration, or a really good video like to watch right now would be by Solora. I will make sure to include her video in the description, and as usual, I hope I'm saying her name right. It's a few different messages. One of them was, he was telling me like I needed to take a break from work, and he was saying like it was mandatory, like I needed to take a break. Like, fuck like trying to appease everybody, like fuck the money, like take a break from work. And I listened, and I listened thoroughly. I didn't just take one day off, I took 4 days off. And he was saying how like that basically like never been done for so long in our family, especially the women, but I'll just say everybody in general, like not respecting themselves and betraying themselves, and like overworking, overgiving. And like by me taking that time, I healed something deeply. Now the second message is something that's like been like peeping its head, and now I'm like, okay, this is something that's important. Give me a second. This tape. So basically I was doing a reading for someone, and it was so interesting because I've been doing, this is the person that I've done the most readings for most consistently, definitely for the last 3 years, I would say consistently, like every 4 to 6 months I'm doing this person's reading. And so I know these cards really well. Like it's the same ones typically that come out, save for like different little aspects, but usually it's the same cards, same energies, same messages usually that come out over and over again. But this time, something that was always like far off in the corners and like not very clear was like prominent. I just realized my what's it called, this was connected to my car still, so hopefully the audio was fine. But anyways, something came up in her reading that hadn't come up like in her reading before in such a clear kind of way. And I remember telling her like, it's like something is available now that wasn't before. Like there's a possibility now that's available that wasn't before. And this just like goes so well with like everything that I've been like seeing with this 9 energy of endings, and therefore like imminent beginnings. It's like information, gifts, talents, knowledge, possibilities that were not possible before are possible now. And I've heard different people say this like over the years, different channelers, you know, different beautiful magical people have been saying how like certain heights in terms of like personhood haven't been possible because the frequencies of like the collective on earth wasn't at a certain place, and so like just certain things couldn't be revealed or couldn't play out because the energy wasn't there for it to exist, the frequency of it. And so now, like, of course, incrementally, bit by bit, we've been clearing such heavy dense energy, and like now certain things are like becoming available. And I feel that one of these things, and obviously, or in my opinion, all these things are always one, they're always connected, they're always one thing, but one of them is like material, like it's material abundance. I spoke about in January how this is the year where people get what they deserve, and once again, I don't like to speak too much in terms of time. That's just me speaking for contextualization, right? Don't ever limit yourself based on time. But I feel like now, as we like are in this September space, exiting this September space with this energy of 9, and I know the calendar's off, but it's okay. It's entering into like material stuff, like materialization of things, of people getting what they deserve. And this will be different for everybody, but I'm seeing these two birds and they're walking on the ground, like next to each other. Now, they're not flying, they're not sitting, they're walking together. So I feel like one of the material things, and this is something I'm realizing, so Laura mentioned as well, the birds are gone now. One of the material things is support, like physical support from someone or multiple people. It could be on a platform that you're on, could be, in your personal, familiar life. I feel like all my life is very personal to me. I'm the only person living it, but you know, for lack of better terms. But that's what I feel, like support coming in, like to save the day. And I'm hearing there's some people who are like wanting support very specifically, like it could be for something like very specific, and you're like, well, I want support for this area or this particular thing, and it's not coming. Like, where is it? And I'm hearing, if like you're kind of resonating with that, it's like maybe you're not supposed to have that, like, and you know what is supposed, but maybe it's not for your highest to receive that, or maybe deep down you don't actually want that. And that's also something I was thinking on the drive here as I was getting ready to do this message, was like I was thinking I always get what I want. I always get what I want. I have always gotten what I want. And so I heard like, be careful like what you want, or know what it is that you actually want. Like make sure, oh, just felt something, like, but make sure like you know like what you actually want, not what you think you want. I don't know if that makes sense, but just go within, as they say. They make it seem so simple, but go within, as they say, and like have that that conversation with your heart. I'm hearing to share this, but I've been having like different, like, I guess symptoms like with my body recently, and I just heard just now that it's like because I'm like healing different aspects of like my relationship with my body, because I'm hearing a lot of the times my body had to like put out like extreme alerts in order for me to listen to it. Like it had to be very like clear in order for me to listen to it before like I would listen. And so my body, I feel like right now is very, very sensitive, and so it's like every little thing I know immediately, like if I eat something, I know immediately if my body does not like it, doesn't want it anymore. And so I'm hearing that that's also like relevant for somebody or many people, even if it's just like your energetic body, like could be your mind, your thoughts are like, it's very sensitive, very trigger happy is something I'm hearing. Very easy to go off, very easy to be triggered. And it's so you can become like more in alignment so that you can like have access to more. And then also something that I want to share. I know this is like a lot of little bitty things, but this is how it is. It's okay. I'm gonna roll up this window. It's a bit loud. Damn, what was I thinking? Hold on, give me a second. Okay, I remembered. So something else that I wanted to mention was like how the job that I currently have now, I did not want this job. I wanted it at first, but then I learned the pay. I was like, no. I was like, absolutely not. And that's also something I wanted to mention, where it's definitely something I noticed in how in the US there's like this more intense, like energetic, like I don't know what it is. Maybe other people who are like from different countries would disagree, but this is the only country that I'm from. So I don't know how to compare it versus like my own experience, but like it feels like a very oppressive energy, at least in my like family, my bloodline. Like it's like this difficulty like to surpass a certain point with money. It's like a code or something. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna say like blocks here. They're very, very strong. And yet they've like conditioned everybody that like it's dangerous in other places, other countries, you can't go there, or it's difficult or whatever. But anyways, with this job, it's like I've been able to really like practice this skill of like not reacting and like relaxing my body when like the outside of me is like chaotic. Like it's a part of my job to have to like react like that to like more like extreme behavior, I guess, for lack of a better term. Like let's say if somebody was like in the street, and like most people would be like, oh, like they'd go on like alert, and that's fine. But like because of this position, I've been able to like remain calm and like assess the situation like from a place of like non-fear. And because of that, the other day, this was pretty recent, I think, maybe like last week, but I was like laying on my back. I don't sleep on my back, but sometimes I accidentally roll over on my back during my sleep. And for me, that's like the only experience I've had with like, I guess kind of like being outside my body. I didn't leave my body, but I opened my eyes like out of my body, if that makes sense. And it was when I was on my back. And so I did that the other day accidentally, and I could feel like my body kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but I could hear like the loud stuff like right before like I'm about to like come out or something, or about to like open my eyes on the other side again. And I could feel the fear coming from it, of like my body like being like completely still while my soul was like about to move. And there's this huge amount of fear coming up. And instead of like giving into it, like I did that one time before where I woke up on the other side and I was terrified, like my mind, because it's been so trained by this job, was like, oh, like it immediately overrode that fear and like was like thinking about it from a place of calm. And it was like, oh, okay, I know what's happening. I don't want to go out of my body right now. I'm tired. And so I just laid back down, like I went back into it and like went to sleep. And so like that's something that I was hearing from spirit. It's like, I know like, or my highest self, God, me, spirit, all the same thing, but all the same. But it was like, people get so busy like trying to like leave something and like feeling trapped or feeling like they're not where they're supposed to be. But there's a reason, like you chose where you are. Like you chose where you are for a reason. Because if I think about it, like I said, I always get what I want. I practice and practice and practice for months to no avail to try to leave my body. Like I really was like trying to like do it, and like nothing was happening. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just leave myself alone and relax about it. But it was definitely an intention that I set. And so like, what are the odds that I ended up in a position that's like been low-key training me to more easily like shut down my body? Like it's literally what I've been doing. Like all this time I've had this job is training myself to shut down fear and to like wake up like my my soul or my internal self, so to speak. So I feel like if someone, like if you're watching this and you've been struggling or feeling very trapped and feeling very claustrophobic in the life that you're in, maybe pause and ask yourself, like, why did I want this? Why did I want this? And I'm hearing to allow the answer to come to you if it does not come to you immediately. And I'm seeing this beam of light here. Like it's a single beam of light. Like I'm one team. Like get all of yourself onto one team and like trust that team. Like I said, ask yourself what you want, like what you really, really want, and like allow that like to be. Okay? Leave a comment if you love this. I'm hearing I love you. I always hear that at the end. Like it's somebody telling me to tell somebody here. Somebody's gonna eat some Asian cuisine, some Asian food. Thank you. And like I said, check the description for that important video.